I'm running out of resources to keep you out of state prison. I'm going to incarcerate you in a way that's very unpleasant for you. I'm doing that because I believe if you understand that's where you're going, maybe it'll save your life.
I had no intention of making my private life and my career so very difficult. And yet I believe, as I sit here today, that I hope it's for some higher purpose. It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable. And yet it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that, most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely. And that's what I never did. I never gave up.
Do you still get urges to do drugs?
I have not even an inkling of a desire. These are common mistakes you make when you're struggling with alcoholism and drug addiction.
So were you drugs and alcohol? You would do drugs and alcohol?
The alcohol wasn't really my thing, but it's kind of all the same thing. If you are leaning on something, anything that you attempt to control is something that you probably have a problem with, And so when someone says, I really wonder if maybe I should go to rehab. Well, you're a wreck, you just lost your job and your wife left you. You might want to give it a shot.
You are in prison.
Yes.
And within a cell.
Within a cell.
Within a cell. Mm-hmm. Are you in a cell alone or are you sharing a cell?
It changed a lot. And, it's a whole culture. And it takes what it takes,
Were you afraid?
The first day I was kind of scared, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of stuff that happened that doesn't bear mentioning because things are violent and there's certain things that you do when you enter that system that you wouldn't care to do on the street, but it's part of the deal. I just took full advantage of it. I mean, it's strange to say, but even though it wasn't the end of my struggle, I made the best use of that time that I could because they say if you don't do the time will do you.
Was that a humbling experience at all?
What's humbling is to have to live your life for some reason that is yet to be explained to me by God in such a public way when so much of it is so humiliating and embarrassing. So by the time I got into prison, it wasn't like, wow, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It was an extension of things being miserable. Mm-hmm. So
that's a good point. And so by the time you're in prison, that's not rock bottom for you?
Nope.
No.
I just happened to be in a situation the very last time, and I said, you know what, I don't think I can continue doing this. And I reached out for help, and I ran with it. Because you can reach out for help in kind of a half-assed way, and you'll get it, and you won't take advantage of it. It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghastly problems.
You are saying that it's not that difficult?
No. What's hard is to decide. And I think this is the biggest problem is I was raised particularly in a generation that wanted to be cool. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you, if you ask the people who know me real well, and I think I'm one of them now, is I'm not cool and I don't want to be anymore.
When you have motives to have worldly things, when you attain them, there's an emptiness on the other side. I think that's just a function of spiritual growth, And because I've had such kind of extremes of fortune and misfortune, I kind of have come to appreciate, both. Meaning that I see how either one of them can be disillusioning. Because some folks really love drama, and some folks really love having stuff that puts a wall between them and you. So there's some implied status.
It's just hard. It's hard to adjust to anything that isn't what you're used to. So for me, what was great about that was I'm lazy by nature. It's very motivating. There's no free nothing coming. So get it together and make something of yourself. All I want to do, if I can, henceforth, is I want to try to do my thing.
Yeah.
You found a way to do your thing. What I'm getting at is the growth pattern, hopefully, is always moving toward being able to go into that place where you're like, I don't know, because then you have to ask the question, all right, you seem really confident, what is your thing? And you go, oh, hold on a minute. So I have to dig deeper and really say, what am I willing to push up against, which is either my own resistance, my own ignorance, my own laziness, my own lack of belief in myself, or my own whatever.